I just wanted to share some updates on aviation here in the United States and the use of wheelchairs. There is a document that recently came out yesterday. Yeah, yesterday about aviation and how we're doing in our progress to fix our issues here in the U.S. regarding wheelchairs and flying. So, as you all know, we have Senators Moran and Cantwell who introduced legislation to support aviation safety and accessibility. So they're just kind of cranking the wheels in developing legislation, but also they are bringing together a conglomerate of people to look at the next step, which is to develop a model that airlines can have in their aircrafts for wheelchair users. So the introduction to this letter, which came out of Jerry Moran's office from Kansas. So it's a letter from June 2nd, and it says, U.S. Senator Jerry Moran, Republican from Kansas, and Maria Cantwell, Democrat from Washington, members of the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, introduced legislation to invest new federal resources into the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, Center of Excellence, the COE, formed by Wichita State University and the University of Washington. So usually when universities get involved, they are trying to develop a model of some kind. So the Joint Center of Excellence for Advanced Materials and Safety Act broadens the scope of research conducted at the Center of Excellence to include testing for accessible air travel for people with disabilities, including in-cabin wheelchair users and passengers with mobility challenges. So that's what this act is going to cover. The bill also strengthens the center's research into advanced aerospace technology, such as carbon fiber, polymers, and thermoplastic composites and additive manufacturing. The research supports innovative future commercial aircraft design. So my concern is the word future. Is that future in a few months? Is that future in 6 months, 20 years? We don't know. So that's what is aggravating me about these letters that are coming out. Our universities are necessary partners and pivotal contributors to aviation safety research, said Senator Moran, ranking member of the Commerce Aviation Subcommittee. As the aviation industry continues to evolve, this legislation will help make certain the Joint Center for Excellence for Advanced Materials can continue identifying solutions for advanced structures and materials issues while meeting the demand of a changing ecosystem to ensure that any passenger who chooses to fly can do so in a safe manner. I'm pleased this legislation will continue to support and invest in the important research conducted at Wichita State University in the air capital of the world. So that's where we're going, folks. The United States is going through legislation to be able to bring forward a space in the aircraft where we can just roll in and use our wheelchairs. In the UK, and I will post that video on this one, in the UK, Delta has taken the lead in creating a model for us to be able to roll on the plane and be strapped down. So I haven't seen the full model. You know, they're not quite done yet, but the chair so far is looking good. It's a chair that they can, fold up, and then we can just roll in and we can be strapped down or hooked in. I'm not sure what devices they're going to be using to stabilize our wheelchair in the plane. But Delta has taken the initiative, so we want to thank Delta for that. And so one thing is for an airline company to take the initiative, and another thing is to go through legislation. So one might be faster than the other, and I would think that all airlines should take the initiative and say, okay, we got a problem. We're spending thousands of dollars on repairing these chairs because we're breaking them. So let's improve this. That would be the route that I would want to see, and Delta has started that lead. Here in the United States, we've had to tackle it with legislation. So I don't know, the pros and cons of this, but, one might help the other to get it all through. So the final text here, the final paragraph states, all Wheels Up is very encouraged by the progress being made through the great support and leadership of the Senator Cotwell and Senator Moran to achieve safe, accessible air travel for all, said Michelle Irwin, founder and president of All Wheels Up. The Joint Center of Excellence for Advanced Materials and Safety Act is an important and vital step towards making air travel truly accessible, expanding the scope of the FAA Joint Centers of Excellence for Advanced Materials to include further research in aircraft accessibility and wheelchair restraint systems, among other areas which would enable individuals to use their personal wheelchairs in flight, is a significant milestone for our vision of accessible air travel where passengers remain safely in their personal wheelchairs when flying on commercial airplanes. Now, my concern is words like our dream, our vision, in the future, a milestone, the urgency is now, is today. And so if we don't have a model yet for airlines to adopt, then what needs to happen today that will help reduce the breakage of these wheelchairs, especially the complex and power wheelchairs, regular power wheelchairs, and manual wheelchairs. I'm sure the manual wheelchairs are getting broken as well. But can they please train the staff? Number one. Can someone please check the cargo hold and figure out how are these wheelchairs being placed in the cargo hold? Do they need to be strapped down? What area of the cargo hold are they being placed? Did they get all broken? So, those things can happen now. Those things can happen today. And the airlines are the ones that have to take the initiative to start figuring out what they can do at the ground level while we figure out, a chair, and to test the chair, that you can fold it up, move it out of the way so we can, bring our wheelchairs on, you can buckle us down. That can happen. It doesn't have to take 20 years, folks. But I would say there are things that can happen now, and there are things that, can be taken care of progressively that can happen in the next year or 6 months maybe, because you have to develop the model, you have to test it, and then you have to get it approved. Then you have to get the airlines, their garage to put it in. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not that easy. So anyway, my brain gets scrambled because I say, the airlines needs to really take initiative. They know we're complaining. They know that we're squirming. So go ahead and make it better today. And then we'll figure out the chair and how we're going to strap us down in the airplane soon, but not right now. So I'm just saying, pay attention, folks. Airlines, take responsibility, figure out, train your people, make sure the cargo hold has a safe place for wheelchairs in a way that they don't get broken, because you're paying out thousands of dollars to repair all these wheelchairs. and costing us, our health and our needs. So let's collaborate. Let's ask us, include us in this process. I'm glad that senators, I think one of them does use a wheelchair. So he knows. I think it's Jerry Moran. I think he uses a wheelchair. And anyway, that is the news here in the United States. The video about UK Delta in the UK, what they're doing right now in advancing and helping out this problem. I will attach that video and that information for you so you can take a look. I will attach this document to the description below. So please put your opinion. Please share this video far and wide so that the airlines, can hear us. So that's the reason for the wheelchair travel opinion. If something is going wrong and we're frustrated about something, this can be a good and a positive outlet. And hopefully Delta, American Airlines, JetBlue, Southwest, that these airlines can hear us and that they can find these videos as well. So anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to all my babbling. Feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.